How to save money in Tulum. Tulum can be very expensive. It is one of the most overrated places in the planet. And before you jump right into conclusions and say, oh, you're saying that because you're stingy, it's not expensive. Okay, I have explained all of that in another video. I will link it down in the description of the video. When we say expensive, it's not expensive. Prices do not exist. Well, rates and prices are based on two things. The first one is value and the second one is comparison. So if you've traveled the world and you've been to other luxury and fancy places better than Tulum, you compare the rates, you compare the prices, you compare the food, the restaurant, the service, the taxes, the transportation, everything, the hotels, and of course you see the value that you get. So when we say Tulum is overrated, we don't mean that it's out of our budget or it's expensive, it's just expensive. No, it's overrated, we mean it. So check out the other video for more information. So in this video, let's get back into the topic. We're going to talk about how to save money in that overrated place, which is Tulum. So let's jump right into it. Oh my God, the taxes, what can I say? I have described about the taxes and that there is no alternative. And you have no choice. There is no bus. Colectivos won't get you, won't pick you up if you look like a tourist. And guess what? If you're like me, you look like a tourist. They won't pick you up. I waved twice at Colectivos. The driver stopped. He picked the people that were standing next to me waiting for the Colectivo. And when I tried to get in, as the other people did, he said, no, you don't get to use the Colectivo. All right, sure. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's Tulum. Get used to it, get over it. So if you want to save money, because taxes are hella expensive, try to walk or bike. I know it's not the most comfortable option, it's not the easiest option because the distances are huge and it depends on where you're staying. But if you stay in downtown Tulum, it's going to be a struggle to get to the beach. If you can bike and you're in a good physical condition and you don't mind sweating, because I sweat a lot, and biking under the sun and in this heat was not for me. It was such a horrible experience because I biked, yes I did bike in Tulum, to go to the beach and to go to the Cenotes as well. It was horrible. And also it wasn't safe because in the main street, I'm not talking about from downtown Tulum to the beach, I'm talking about going to the Cenotes. It was very dangerous, like the cars were literally going just next to you. There was no bike street and it's kind of dangerous, but if you can do it, it's gonna save you a lot of money. The second one is don't rent a cabana or sunbeds at the day clubs because they are very expensive. And most of the time you get the same view, the same beach, the same sand as if you didn't rent a sunbed, if that makes sense. You can always put your towel on the sand and enjoy the view, the beach, and the weather. And also I have talked about the day clubs that they're always empty nowadays. And why is that? I have explained everything due to the scams. Nobody's paying a dime to these places and they're all empty. Take a look. This is Taboo Bar Restaurant. This is how empty it was. So yeah, no more day parties. Nobody's paying that amount of money. And most people don't even rent cabanas and sandbeds because the prices are ridiculous. So the next one is about where to stay. This is very important, guys, because I regret the place that I stayed at. I stayed at Kukum Hotel. It was a lovely hotel. It was supposed to be a 5-star hotel, but yeah, nothing like that. It didn't even have breakfast. Like, how can a 5-star hotel not have breakfast? Like, the service was terrible. Even the staff was trying to scam me. It was a bad experience. And also the location was very sketchy. Like, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was in an area that I figured that new construction is being made all the time, but by the time I was there, it was only that hotel and maybe another one. So it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was very dangerous, to be honest. So I would suggest that you stay in downtown Tulum, where everything is cheaper there, the rates are much lower. Again, you will have the transportation problem because if you want to go to the beach, Yes, you have to bike for a few miles, but it's going to be much cheaper. Now let's talk about food. Try to eat in Tulum downtown, like in this lovely restaurant. It was actually a vegan restaurant and it was amazing. The food was so delicious. The staff was very friendly and polite, and the rates were so reasonable. Not just reasonable, it was very affordable. That restaurant was very affordable. So yeah, it was worth it. The food was so good. It was so delicious. And I highly recommend it because most places in downtown Tulum are like that. But if you try to have dinner or lunch anywhere on the beach, it's going to be a rip-off. And also, you can always order food in your hotel, in your room. There's an app, I think it was called Tomato or something like that, I'm not sure. I had downloaded the app and I had delivery many nights. It's very affordable as well. The next one is try to avoid 4 or 5-star hotels and book a 3-star hotel instead. Because let me tell you this, you're going to get the same services. If you book a 3-star hotel, it's going to be the same with a 4-star or a 5-star hotel, because the vibe in Tulum, the whole concept, is that eco-friendly vibe. We don't use air conditioning that much for environmental purposes. The hotel that I stayed at, as I told you before, it was a 5-star hotel, but it didn't even have breakfast. If you asked for breakfast, you ordered food like from a restaurant, from a local restaurant, which I could do by myself as well through the app. It didn't make sense. So I didn't have any 5-star services. So you're gonna get the same services at a 3-star hotel, and of course in much lower rates. And of course, let's go to Cenotes because it's one of the best things to do while you're in Tulum. If you want to go to a lot of cenotes, consider a tour, booking a tour, because this way it can save you a lot of money. Because if you pay for the entrance fee in each of these cenotes separately, it's going to be a lot more, because the entrance fee varies from $17 to $25 for each cenote. So let's say you want to visit 5 cenotes. If you do the math, it's around $100 per day. But if you book the cenotes through a tour, it's going to save you a lot of money. Plus, you don't have to go there by yourself. You don't have to bike there or take a taxi. Transportation is also included in the price. So let me know what you do to save money in Tulum, and I will see you in the next video.